Okay guys, today we are going to see a different approach of association manual. Already we have seen of finding different association and finding how it is strong or not, but we have not find a way to find the confidence or the support. Already the support and confidence was given, and we are calculating the support or the strong or how they are associated with each other, right? But today we are going to get that data set and we are going to find the support and the confidence from that data set. Okay, so start with the data set is here, transaction and items. So T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, and items is rice, milk, rice, milk, dal, milk, rice, dal, rice, dal, and milk. Okay, now here the rule will be given. The rule is given from rice to dal, or the rule to evaluate is given from rice to dal. Okay, now if you see here how many total transaction here is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So number of transaction, that is T, is 5. Now we need to find the count of occurrences. Count of occurrences. Okay, now we need to find the unique items. So here what are the unique items? One we have rice, one we have dal, and one we have milk. We don't have any other item, right? Only 3 items which are unique. So first we have find transactions with we can simply write it as T. T, that is rice. Transactions with rice. Okay, so how many are there? If you see here transaction with rice, we have T1, T2, then T4 and T5, right? So we'll write it down here, T1, T2, T4 and T5, that is total is 4 transaction. Then similarly we have to find for other 2 also, T with dal and T with rice and dal. Why you are finding rice and dal? We'll find I'll like make you understand later. So here T with dal, T1, T3, T4 and T5, right? So that is also 4. Now if you see here in the starting we have given a rule to evaluate. Okay, so we need to find only for the occurrences or the items that are given here. So what are the items given here? One is rice and one is dal, right? So already we have found it for rice and one we have found it for dal. Now what is there is we need to find a transaction which has both rice as well as dal. Okay, so can you find the transaction with rice and dal? So if you check here in T1 we have rice and dal, yes, then rice and dal. In T4 we have rice and dal, and then again in T5. So you can write it down here as T1, T4 and T5, that is totally 3. Now we have to find the support and confidence. So first step, or we can say as support. Okay, so how do you calculate support here, or the number of or the value of the support? So support is equal to the rule to evaluate. So rule to evaluate will have rice and dal both, right, divided by the total t, or we can write the formula as total number of t, and here we can write it as count of rule to evaluate to count. So in rule to evaluate, what is the value? We got 3, right? So we can write as 3. That is this common thing. Okay, so don't get confused. The common thing, dal, rice to dal. So we'll consider t with rice and dal. So you found it at 3 divided by total. Total is how much? 3 by 5. So how much we are getting? 3 by 5 is 0.6. So that is 60%. Okay, we have calculated support. Now you have to calculate the next thing, that is confidence. Okay, so what is the formula for calculating confidence? Again, we will write transaction of both the rice and dal, as we have done in the previous thing, rule to evaluate count or rice and dal. So we can write here, we have already written here. So again, total transaction. Now if you see here, we have the transaction is from rice to dal, or the evaluate rule, right? So we need to take the first option and find out the transaction of rice. Okay, now if you write down the value, the rice and dal we already know is 3, and transaction of rice, if you see transaction rice, if you scroll up, you will see here transaction of rice is 4. So what we can write is 3 by 4. So what is the value we're getting? 0.75. So that is 75%, right? So the final answer will be 1 support, and second will be confidence, that is rice to dal and also rice to dal. 0.6, 0.75, or you can write it as percentage. Here 60%, here 75%. Okay,